The state of Arizona has received about $40 billion in CARES Act funding. Describe to me, what did that do to the state during the pandemic?
I think it was a big help to the state in our recovery. Among that $40 billion, about 23 billion was the economic impact payments, or the so-called recovery rebates. The next biggest program was actually related to unemployment. So that was the expanded unemployment benefits, both the expansion of unemployment insurance coverage to the self-employed and gig workers, among others, and the $600 per week supplement, as well as other benefits. And the smallest program, at about $5 billion, was the Paycheck Protection Program. But all of those put together was a significant stimulus to the state economy. We have data for the second quarter, and in the second quarter, Arizona's personal income actually rose by almost 12% over the year, and that was really entirely driven by that infusion of funds through the CARES Act.
Was it sustainable, or is it sustainable, I should ask?
No, the CARES Act, most of the programs in the CARES Act expire at the end of the year. That $600 weekly supplement expired at the roughly the end of July. It was replaced by a $300 weekly supplement through the Trump administration that expired in early September. So we're down to the regular weekly benefit in Arizona, which is a maximum of $240 per week. The extension of UI coverage to the self-employed and gig workers, that will end at the end of this year. And many of the other CARES Act programs will also expire at the end of this year.
Which sectors have managed to fare well and others have not?
Well, the hardest hit sectors are the ones that you would think. They're the travel and tourism related sectors in leisure and hospitality. Eating and drinking places have actually come back a little bit better than have jobs in accommodations, so hotels and motels, and the arts, entertainment, and recreation center. Those are really lagging significantly further behind. The kind of temporary help sort of jobs, those are always the first to go in a recession, and they are still struggling to recover. We're also seeing, significant job losses in education and healthcare because people just don't feel, safe going back to their regular doctor and dentist appointments just yet. The sectors that are doing better is really primarily the wholesale and retail trade. They're back to roughly where they were in February of this year, but it's the transportation and warehousing sector that's well above where it was in February. That's a sector that's reflecting the expansion of online sales and the expansion of delivery services.
In reviewing your economic outlook report that you recently put together, population growth is continuing. What do you attribute that to?
Yeah, I think it's largely attributable to the fact that Arizona is a really nice place to live. We have a great climate. We have fast job growth. So it's an attractive place before the pandemic. I think the pandemic is making Arizona perhaps a little bit more attractive. We see more and more remote workers. Those remote workers, if they can work from everywhere, why not work in a place with a relatively low cost of living, relatively affordable housing, and certainly compared to the major metropolitan areas in other Western states, Arizona looks really good. So I think we're benefiting from that in the near term.
Of the jobs added this quarter, which city, Tucson or Phoenix, seemed to outperform the other?
Well, they're both doing okay. They're both kind of in a similar state of recovery. Phoenix jobs are, in the neighborhood of 3% below where they were in February. Tucson is about 4% where it was in February. So those are both doing relatively well. It's really among the metro areas in Arizona, it's Flagstaff that is still lagging the furthest behind. Their, jobs in October were almost 18% below where they were in February of this year.
George, your report indicates that there's some reason to be optimistic. Am I reading it correctly?
Yeah, if the message that I try to leave people with is that as we think about Arizona and its economy, we were in really good shape before the pandemic. The pandemic has hit the state hard, but not as hard as it has many other states in the nation. And I think as we work our way through the next year, we'll see Arizona get back to significantly faster growth and faster growth than most states.
All right, Dr. George Hammond, thank you.
Thank you.